Academy, which is one of the premier institutions in India, and it offers coaching for UPSC, CSE, State Public Service Commission, SSC Combined Graduate Level, and CLAT examinations. So do visit AKS IAS Academy and also the website of AKS IAS Academy. And about me, I am Sandeep Bhushan and my credentials are: I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I teach international relations and internal security and the analysis of the Hindu newspaper. And this session is in regards to DNA, and this session will definitely help you to crack prelims and mains examination, because throughout my session I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, and by emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases we will make sure that we will identify the factual, analytical and conceptual questions which will be very useful for prelims 2021, and by imbibing the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing, therefore your answers would be very precise and concise, and you will certainly score higher marks in the mains examination. So the AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis, this session will help you to score higher marks in the mains 2020 as well as prelims and mains 2021. So do follow the entire session of AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis at the AKS IAS Academy English channel. And this session is in regards to the DNA, that is daily news analysis, and we will go ahead with the daily news analysis of today's, that is 10th of November 2020. And before we get into the DNA of the newspaper, we would just look at the quote of the day, and the quote of the day is: beautiful things happen when you distance yourself from negative. So what is important is that you always try to have or surround yourself a positive energy and distance from the negative energy. So definitely you will attain beautiful things, and you will attain what your goals or what you would actually wish to become. And before I get to the topic, I would say a very good morning to all who are in the live and also in the live chat with AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis English Medium channel, and very warm welcome to Malvika Sajivan and D Suvarna to AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis. And we will look at the news from the newspaper, that is today's newspaper, and we will analyze it so that it will be useful for the prelims as well as mains examination. And the news what we have today is that the Jammu and Kashmir Bar Association was asked to clarify its stand on ties with India. Why we are talking about the ties with India? It's a very big, it is a very crucial word what we are looking at, that ties with India. That is because the Jammu and Kashmir administration has sought a clarification from Kashmir High Court Bar Association. So there is an association in the Jammu and Kashmir High Court. So that High Court Bar Association is been asked clarification from the Jammu and Kashmir administration. Why? Because it is asking the Kashmir High Court Bar Association whether it considers Jammu and Kashmir as an integral part of India or disputed territory. And why the Jammu and Kashmir is asking or soughting a clarification from the Kashmir High Court Bar Association? Because the answer is the Kashmir High Court Bar Association is preparing to hold a bar elections. That means the High Court Bar elections, the KHCBA is preparing to hold an elections from November 10, that is today, which earlier it was in the month of October, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic situation, the elections were not held. And now the Jammu and Kashmir administration is seeking a clarification from KHCBA when they are going ahead with an election, separate election in the High Court of Kashmir Bar Association. It is asking whether Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India or a disputed territory. So this is again very important for internal security. because a bar association, High Court Bar Association is going ahead with conducting an election, and that is the main motto of the Jammu and Kashmir administration, asking a clarification. And definitely the Jammu and Kashmir or Kashmir High Court Bar Association, there is a constitution for the Bar Association. There is a constitution to the Bar Association, and the objective of the constitution of the Kashmir High Court Bar Association is to find ways and means. To find ways and means for what? For the steps for resolving the issues which are concerning with the people. So there is a constitution of the Kashmir High Court Bar Association, and the objective of the constitution is to find ways and means for resolving the issues which are concerning with the public, and to go ahead with larger issues, that means to resolve the issues which are related to the peaceful settlement of Kashmir dispute. So definitely you have the Kashmir dispute which the people, or else the people really, or the public really wanted to resolve the issue there, and the main objective of the High Court or Kashmir High Court Bar Association is to find out ways and means. So we have here the keywords which you need to focus is that Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India, and then the constitution of the association is to find ways and means, the objectives. And in the past we have seen that the Bar Association, that is Kashmir High Court Bar Association, has advocated, it wanted a trilateral dialogue which is not really accepted by India, but the Kashmir High Court Bar Association was advocating, was wanting a trilateral dialogue between India, Pakistan and the people of Jammu and Kashmir. So we know it, the way the news is making it very clear that the Jammu and Kashmir administration is asking the Kashmir High Court Bar Association to know or to give us clarification that Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India, because in the past also the Kashmir High Court Bar Association has gone ahead with advocating, they wanted a trilateral dialogue which India doesn't accept the inclusion of Pakistan. Any action or dialogues would be between the central government and the people of Jammu and Kashmir, and not only the district administration, that is the district magistrate of the administration of Srinagar has sought an explanation from the bar, that is its constitution, what it says is not in consonance. So this is what is very important. Here we are focused that the association has a constitution, and the objective of the constitution is to find ways and means for resolving the issue of the public, and to go ahead with resolving the peaceful settlement of the Kashmir dispute. But the district magistrate of Srinagar is making it very clear, the constitution of the Kashmir Bar Association is not in consonance, is not in accordance with the constitution of India, because Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India and it is not having any dispute. That is what the message is very clear from the district magistrate. And the Kashmir High Court Bar Association has 1200 lawyers, and it was supposed to conduct the Bar Association elections on October 5th, but because the administration was worried or apprehension about the COVID-19 pandemic situation, they have deferred the elections, and now today, that is November 10th, they would wish to go ahead with conducting the Kashmir High Court Bar Association elections. Here the keywords what you need to look at is very important, that the constitution of the Bar Association is not in consonance with the Constitution of India, and the elections which they are going ahead. And you have another news which talks about narcotics have been recovered in Mizoram, which is being actually getting into the mode of getting into India, which is between India and Myanmar border, and it was recovered by Assam Rifles. That is, the recovery of the narcotics is methamphetamine tablets. So this is the tablet which has been recovered from the Assam Rifles in Mizoram, which is India-Myanmar border, and it has been worth 1.3 lakh of tablets worth of 6.5 crore in the international market, and it has been recovered in Mizoram, in Champhai district of Mizoram. So definitely it is again an internal security issue between India and its neighboring countries, that is northeastern states and the Southeast Asian countries. The drug trafficking which is taking place, and it would create a kind of sense to the dent to the economy and also to the internal security of India. Not only in regards to the narcotics or the tablets, the methamphetamine tablets were recovered, but there were other contraband, that is other smuggled goods which have been recovered along the India-Myanmar border, is gold, gems, teak, and also the foreign currency which was recovered, and in total it is accounting to 440.25 crores. So certainly this is a point wherein you need to focus that it is part of the internal security of GS paper 3 of the mains examination, that is the drug trafficking. This is the topic which you need to focus for the internal security of GS paper 3, wherein Assam Rifles have recovered the methamphetamine tablets, and also along with that there were others which in the past also they were recovering, is the gold smuggled, gems, teak, and also the foreign currency. Certainly according to the officials, the recoveries which have been made in the northeastern states are not only the methamphetamine tablets but also the other one which is Yaba tablets, and this is again, these two are important for prelims perspective, wherein it would be asked in the science. Not only this is part of the GS paper 3 internal security, but it would be asked in the general science, wherein technicality of methamphetamine could be asked in the prelims. Which among the following statements are incorrect in regards to the methamphetamine tablet? So you as a civil servant aspirant, it is not just we need to look at the recovery of the narcotics, but we need to focus on the technicality of methamphetamine tablet also. I will focus even that. And along with the methamphetamine tablets, gold, gems, teak, and foreign currency, there is illegal weapons which have been also recovered, that is AK-47, M16s, and then Chinese pistols and lathots, which are definitely been recovered in the year 2020. That is why I am making it very clear that it is certainly an important news for the internal security for the mains examinations, and how the Assam Rifles have gone ahead with making sure that they have recovered not only methamphetamine tablets, Yaba tablet, but also golds, that is contraband things which are smuggled, that is gold, gems, teak, foreign currency, and along with that illegal weapons, and this is significantly increasing not only in the northeastern states which have been smuggled into India from the Southeast Asian countries, but even from the western border along the line of control from Pakistan also. So this is very, very crucial information, not only from northeastern states, but that is from the eastern borders, but also from the western borders also we have seen lot of narcotics smuggled, because we know Afghanistan is very famous for, in regards to the narcotics, the drugs also. Poppy culture is also very high in Afghanistan. So we need to make sure that how India would handle or make sure that it disconnects the roots from the Pakistan and also from Myanmar, that is from Southeast Asian countries, in regards to the drug trafficking. And I am making it very clear, this is the crucial or the important keyword for the prelims as well as mains examination pertaining to internal security. And this recoveries, now they are going ahead with this recoveries, and recoveries is significantly increasing because of strengthening of anti-narcotic grid. This is very important. You can write this as part of the measures. What measures have been taken for controlling or to reduce the drug trafficking, that is anti-narcotic drug grid, which has been deployed by women soldiers of Assam Rifles and by the sniffer dogs and by the X-ray machines. And because of all this, now the recoveries have been strengthened and we have made it very clear that drug trafficking routes are being checked or patrolled very effectively. And now we will look at about methamphetamine, and this is an additional information which I am providing to you, that there would be a possibility in the prelims 2021 that they would ask about the which among the following statements are incorrect or correct in regards to methamphetamine, because this is the one which has been recovered by Assam Rifles in northeastern state, that is in Mizoram. And this is a synthetic or semi-synthetic compound, which is the chemical name is C10H15N, and this stimulates the central nervous system, and that is why it has been smuggled and it will get into the hands of the youth, that it stimulates the person, the individual or the youth. And the chemical compound is C10HYN, and it is medically in the form of crystalline hydrochloride, that is C10H15N. The compound is C10H15N and medically it is in the form of crystalline hydrochloride. And this hydrochloride is to treat any kind of deficit order and obesity which is there present in the individual. It is actually, or medically it is used to treat any kind of disorder or the obesity in the individuals, but often it is abused illicitly for stimulant properties. That is what it stimulates the central nervous system. That is why many a times or often it is illicitly smuggled and used as a stimulant properties, and it is also a powerful addictive stimulant. Once an individual uses it for longer period of time or consumes longer period of time, then the individual will certainly suffer because of the long time consuming of methamphetamine. The individual will suffer from paranoia, that is delusion or misleading kind of thing, and then from depression, and then hallucination. That means an individual experience an apparent perception, that means which is not real, which doesn't really happen, which is not present, but it is an illusion. That kind of sufferings the individual will experience if the individual is using it for a long or consuming it for a long period of time. And they will also get into the mode of violent rages. That means because it stimulates the nervous system, so there is violent action or behavior from the individual. So this is very important information about methamphetamine, which will be very crucial for the prelims perspective for 2021. And always whenever there is any kind of narcotic keyword we need to get into the mode and then find out how it will be useful for prelims perspective. And if you look at the way, now we will look at the methamphetamine trafficking routes, and this have taken it because you will understand it better from geography map based also. And this is how the analysis of the newspaper of the Hindu will be taken up by me at AKS IAS Academy. And now here we have seen that the methamphetamine has been recovered in Mizoram. So definitely from Myanmar, look at the route. It is entering into northeastern states of India. And if you look at, you have from the Southeast Asian countries which has the drug trafficking in regards to methamphetamine, from Vietnam, Cambodia, it's getting into Thailand or Laos, and then Myanmar, Vietnam, Myanmar, and then Bangladesh, and probably again into northeastern states. So the green one is, this one is the emerging trafficking routes. These are the new emerging trafficking routes of methamphetamine. That is why the Assam Rifles have recovered now the methamphetamine trafficking, tablets. So by this you can understand how it is getting into India from Myanmar into the northeastern states of India. And now we will focus in regards to the another news, which the Supreme Court has given a judgment in regards to indefinite blacklisting. So what do you mean by blacklisting? That means you are listing a company in a blacklisted, wherein the company cannot go ahead with any kind of operations, So in regards to that, the Supreme Court has given a judgment of, or in regards to indefinite blacklisting of a company. And while any court or the government, state government, blacklist a company indefinitely, that is a kind of death knell for the commercial organization or institution. So it is a kind of civil death. What this statement or the words keyword used by the Supreme Court in its judgment in regards to the indefinite blacklisting of a company, organization or institution is nothing but when you blacklist a business entity indefinitely, that means it is the company or the organization or the institution is experiencing the civil death. Look at the keyword. This is the keyword which you need to focus in regards to the Supreme Court's judgment pertaining to the indefinite blacklisting by the lower courts or by the government, state government itself. And the court, that is the Supreme Court, was hearing or made a judgment, or it has pronounced a judgment while it was hearing an appeal which was filed by Vet India Pharmaceuticals Limited, because Uttar Pradesh government has gone ahead with blacklisting Vet India Pharmaceuticals Limited for indefinitely, and in turn Vet India Pharmaceuticals Limited has appealed to the Supreme Court in regards to Uttar Pradesh government blacklisting the company, and the first blacklisting order by the Uttar Pradesh government was issued in the year 2009, and this Vet India Pharmaceuticals Limited has approached the Allahabad High Court, against the blacklisting issued by the Uttar Pradesh government. But Allahabad High Court has said or refused to lift the blacklisting order by the Uttar Pradesh government onto the Vet India Pharmaceuticals Limited, because the Allahabad High Court has said the company has approached the Allahabad High Court very late. That is, after 10 years it has approached the Allahabad High Court, and it is too late for the Allahabad High Court to pronounce any kind of judgment for the relief of Vet India Pharmaceuticals Limited. So here the indefinite blacklisting is the keyword here, and the keyword is civil death. And then Allahabad High Court says that the Wet India Pharmaceuticals Limited has approached the Allahabad High Court too late for the court to go ahead with blacklisting it. And definitely the bench now has also found a show cause notice issued to the company by the state, that is Uttar Pradesh government has found, that is the bench. Which bench are we talking about? The Supreme Court bench has found that there was a show cause notice issued to the Wet India Pharmaceuticals company by the state, which in that show cause they did not caution the company. They did not caution the company that they would blacklist the Wet India Pharmaceuticals Limited, and the show cause notice which was issued by the UP state government did not give any opportunity for the pharmaceuticals company to respond suitably. This is very important findings by the Supreme Court against the Uttar Pradesh government against issuing a show cause notice to the Wet India Pharmaceuticals Limited, that it did not give any opportunity to respond for the Wet India Private Limited or Pharmaceuticals Company, and the Apex Court has acknowledged the submission. That means the Supreme Court has accepted the submission made by the Wet India Pharmaceuticals Limited that the indefinite blacklisting has been caused very harm and damage to the company, and that part of it was the submission made by the Wet India Pharmaceutical Company was acknowledged or accepted by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has referred its own past judgment, because in the past judgment an order of blacklisting a company can be for 3 years or maximum of 5 years. So now the Apex Court has held that order which it has initiated in the year 2009, that a company can be blacklisted for 3 or 5 years, and this the Apex Court itself declared that that kind of blacklisting a company for 3 or 5 years will spoil or destroy or impair the entire validity of the company itself, that is its merit, the ground or the merit of the company itself. So certainly the Supreme Court has acknowledged the submission of the Wet India Pharmaceuticals Limited, which the Allahabad High Court has refused. Please do understand, Allahabad High Court has refused the Wet India Pharmaceuticals Limited company to give relief or to remove the blacklisting order, but now the Supreme Court has acknowledged it, because the Supreme Court says that show cause notice issued by the UP state government did not give any opportunity to respond suitably for the Wet India Pharmaceuticals Limited. And there is another news which talks about Armenia says it has signed deal with Azerbaijan. So we have looked at this news a couple of weeks ago, that is a fortnight ago, that there is a border dispute between Armenia and Azerbaijan. There is a border dispute between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and definitely now Armenia has wanting, or it really wants to go ahead with signing a deal with Azerbaijan to end conflict. So it is a month bloodshed conflict which is going ahead between Armenia and Azerbaijan for the border dispute, that is Nagorno-Karabakh region. And this Nagorno-Karabakh region, now definitely Armenia is making it very clear that Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan has signed a deal with the leaders of Azerbaijan and Russia to end military conflict over the disputed region between Armenia and Azerbaijan. And the leader of Nagorno-Karabakh region Look at it, because this is an autonomous now, as of now. Nagorno-Karabakh, which is between Armenia and Azerbaijan, is an autonomous Nagorno-Karabakh region, and the leader of the Nagorno-Karabakh, that is Araik Aruktionan, has made it very clear on the Facebook that this agreement should go ahead with ending the war as soon as possible, which is being signed by Armenian Prime Minister with the leaders of Azerbaijan and Russia. And definitely it was an heavy fighting and advancement of Azerbaijan forces have declared that it was a month of bloodshed between both the countries, and Azerbaijan is making claims that it has seized or it has captured dozens of settlements in the disputed area, that is Nagorno-Karabakh. So this is Nagorno-Karabakh area, which is between Azerbaijan and Armenia. And it says that it is proclaiming victory over dozens of settlements in Nagorno-Karabakh area. And these Azerbaijan and Armenian countries are borders. And you have the border of Armenia and Azerbaijan, Georgia, and the border of Armenia you have Turkey, and then you have the border for Armenia and then Azerbaijan. To the north of it is Iran, and also the south of it is Iran, and the north of the Azerbaijan is Russia. So certainly there is an impact or kind of strategic importance of Armenia and Azerbaijan from Turkey and Russia. Turkey and Russia. So definitely Nagorno-Karabakh, this Nagorno-Karabakh is strategically positioned, and it is very important, and this fighting has raised between Azerbaijan and Armenia that it would go ahead with expanding or fear of raising to wider regional war, because Turkey supports Armenia, or Turkey supporting Azerbaijan, and then Russia is supporting Armenia. Russia supports Armenia, and then Turkey is supporting Azerbaijan. And because of this support from Turkey and Azerbaijan, Turkey to Azerbaijan and Russia to Armenia, there was a fear that there would be a wider regional war. And Azerbaijan says that it will definitely make sure that whatever the area it has lost to Nagorno-Karabakh in the 1991-1994 war. So there was a war in the year 1991 to 1994, and which in the war around 30,000 people were killed, and there were many people who were homeless. Now Azerbaijan is wanting to retake or get back that land which was lost to Nagorno-Karabakh in the 1991-1994 war. So here the war is a keyword, 1991-1994 war, and definitely Turkey and Russia supporting Azerbaijan and Russia, and then Nagorno-Karabakh is strategically positioned, which is important. And there is another one which we will look at from mains perspective. All this we are focusing it because I said Turkey supports Azerbaijan. I said Turkey supports Azerbaijan and Russia supports Armenia. Definitely Turkey supports Azerbaijan because there is a pipeline. There is a pipeline that is from Baku, the capital city of Azerbaijan. From there you have it from, not touching the Armenia, getting into Georgia and then getting into Turkey. So from Georgia and then into Turkey, that is to Erzurum. So you have a Baku Tbilisi Ceyhan oil pipeline, and then you have Baku Supsa oil pipeline here from Georgia to Baku to Georgia, and then you have South Caucasus gas pipeline also. So this is the one. So definitely Turkey has an economic tie-up with Azerbaijan. So certainly Turkey is now supporting Azerbaijan in fighting against Armenia for the Nagorno and Karabakh disputed area. So this way you need to focus for the mains perspective. And there is another news which talks about S-Bank loans. So the news is in regards to the S-Bank loans, and CBI has booked few, that is few of them, or registered the cases against Cox and Kings Group entity, against Easygo One Travel and Tours Limited, and 7 others who have been involved in the fraud, that is 946.44 crore, which have been taken as part of loans from the S-Bank. So CBI has now registered the case, and this Cox and Kings Group has been incorporated in 2006, and this offers travel products like booking flights, hotel and holiday packages, and this has gone ahead with taking loans, and now this has ended up as an fraud. And this bank has sanctioned 650 crore credit to Easygo One Travel and Tours Limited in the year 2017, not only to Cox and Kings Group entity but also to Easygo One Travel and Tours Limited. So look at the amount which has been taken in the form of loans, and then it has ended up as a fraud. And these facilities by the S-Bank were enhanced not only from 600 to 900 but to increase to 1015 crore. Even though there was initial report of there was a fraud, but still 100% principal outstanding, that is 944.24 crore, was written off by the S-Bank in the month of March 2020, and that itself is the fraud. Is a fraud. That is written off, writing off. That is, you are clearing it of 944.24 outstanding principal amount which has been written off. And once the forensic audit has taken place, it has revealed that there were diversion of funds and submission of forged documents, and that has led to CBI registering cases against Cox and Kings Group entity, Easygo One Travel and Tours Limited, and 7 others in regards to the alleged fraud which has taken up in regards to 946.44 crore rupees S-Bank's fraud. And definitely now we will focus in the recapitulation of the DNA which we have discussed. This is in regards to the internal security. What I have said, that the Kashmir High Court Bar Association is wanting to conduct the Bar Association elections, and this again internal security, because in regards to the drug trafficking and indefinite blacklisting, this is the Supreme Court verdict which is pertaining to the polity perspective, that state government cannot go ahead with blacklisting a company for a longer period of time. It could be 3 years or 5 years, and it would really be a civil debt to the companies. And this is in regards to the international relations, how the Nagorno-Karabakh is strategically important for both Turkey and Russia and Armenia and Azerbaijan. And this is in regards to the economy, how there was an S-Bank fraud case which has taken up, and then CBI has gone ahead with registering case against Cox and Kings Group and also Easy Group and 7 others. So I hope this session was very informative, knowledgeable for both mains and then prelims perspective, and I would say a very big thank you and a good luck to you all. And then I would reiterate that do maintain consistency and stick to your schedule of preparation, and then do take care of your physical and mental health. And then do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Please do subscribe the English medium of AKS IAS Academy, English medium YouTube channel. Please do subscribe, because once you subscribe, then you will get to know that the AKS IAS Academy daily news analysis of the Hindu newspaper in English medium, you will get the notification. So do have access to or visit the AKS IAS Academy website, and then also subscribe the Telegram link of AKS, that is Advanced Knowledge System. And then see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. for the daily news analysis. And then I would say a very good morning, and very good morning to Naveen also. A warm welcome to you, Naveen. Naveen, this session starts at 7:30, so you can definitely take advantage of the daily news analysis. So I hope you will be tomorrow by 7:30. Naveen, very good morning to you. And then thank you very much. See you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m.